Of course, Moreno's coach, Sang Lee, is a native Korean. Between 1960 and 1970, he won 13 gold medals here in Korea in national competition. Then he moved to the United States in the hopes of opening a Taekwondo school. But he didn't know enough English to be able to do that sufficiently, and so he went to work as a janitor in Bellevue Hospital in the New York area. Finally, several years later, his English improved. He was able to open up a Taekwondo school in upstate Binghamton, New York. And by 1979, he had become the coach of the United States national team. So controversy in Taekwondo.
Why do you think the decision was made that way? Do you think this is the fact that it's a Korean sport in Korea before Korean fans and you were fighting a Korean?
I think that's the #1 priority. You know, it's hard to say. I think that's the main thing, that, you know, they're in front of all the Koreans. It's a Korean sport. There's a lot of Korean pull in this, a lot of politics. So I think that was a major reason they did that.
You went out, you took the silver medal. Are you proud of the silver medal in your heart? How do you feel about it?
No, I'm not proud. In the press conference, I took it. First thing I did was take it off. You know, I guess any other American probably would be proud to have a silver medal in the Olympics, but knowing what I went through, that I feel I should have won the gold medal, I'm not proud of it. I'll probably never wear it again. I wanted the gold. I didn't come all this way to be second best, and I don't feel I was, so I'm not very proud of it, no.
A match that was close and ultimately wound up in controversy. We pick it up in the second of 3 rounds with the voice of Greg Lewis.
At Changchung Gymnasium, they are ready for round 2 to begin in a binweight men's final gold medal bout. The U.S. versus Korea. Korean Juan Moreno. The U.S. is Juan Moreno, only 17, and almost actually in awe of being here in Seoul.
Being 17 is, you know, it's really different being among all these adults, and athletes have been here in the Olympics many, you know, 2, 3, 4 times, some of them. So it's, you know, it's a great honor, not, you know, just to be a part of this and, you know, see some of these world-class athletes, you know, not only in my sport, but every other sport here.
This is Juan Moreno of Korea, the American Juan Moreno, fighting out of Zion, Illinois. A surprise to even be here because he upset Dae-Sung Lee, who had dominated this weight class in the U.S. for the last decade, never been beaten, and then Juan Moreno came through in the trial.
And we see that in the first round, Juan and Mr. Kwan both have received a point, but Juan received a V for the attack. We have an exciting match here, and the crowd is split. This is the fighters, Korean and American.
Juan Moreno in the red. The feet go out.
Greg, I believe that the earlier injury that Mr. Kwan had was in his right leg, and we see him doing a lot of kicking with his left leg. If you are Juan, must move around. He must get in there and take advantage of that. When he circles, he should try and circle around to the weak side to get inside by that right leg. Again, Juan looks like he has a little bit greater reach, but Mr. Kwan is so fast with that left leg. See how he moves the left leg back and then throws it forward. That's because of an injury, I believe, to his right leg.
Juan Moreno, if you watched opening ceremonies, you may remember there were several shots of him among the athletes because he has a butch haircut with a golden dyed halo around it. And that is what he has come here to get, another piece of gold to drape around his neck. Juan Moreno, with 1:50 remaining in round 2, it is the gold medal bout in the men's binweight division under 110 pounds. The U.S. really impressive in Taekwondo in these games. In the first day, the U.S. collecting 6 medals. The Koreans have 8, 6 of them gold. The U.S. has only got 1 gold so far.
Well, it's interesting to see if Juan has picked up the fact, certainly this will have to come from the coach, that Mr. Kwan has an injury to the right leg, and that as a result is trying to slow up the match a little bit. And he is using all his left leg. I don't believe we've really seen a strong kick by Mr. Kwan with that right leg at all. He's got to pick that up and use it to his advantage. Even that double kick, Mr. Kwan is setting up the left leg. Fighting with a lot of courage, Mr. Kwan.
If you were Juan Moreno, would you try to strike a blow against that right leg of Kwon Tae-ho of Korea?
No, in Taekwondo we teach attitude most of all, and although that might only be a warning or not even a warning, it's not a nice thing to do, it's not the right thing to do. They'll try, and Juan is a strong man, and he'll try and do that. A knockdown to the corner is a mandatory point. Juan should have picked up a point then. What I would do, though, Greg, if I were he, is I would try and circle around away from that left leg and come around to the weak side where the right leg is and force my greater asset.
16 men qualified for the finals in this division, and they fight all their matches in a single day because they suffer so much injury and so many bruises that they couldn't possibly come out the next day after the swelling and the pain of the joints had started to be felt. So they are continuing on, and that is why Juan Tejo, despite an injury to his right leg, is out here fighting Juan Moreno. Second round about to come to an end. Juan finishing with a good kick. 3 minutes to determine who wins the gold medal here, and Juan comes right in with the attack. And they scored the second round in favor of Juan. That surprises both of us, Michael.
The only explanation I have is that the time that he was knocked to the ground, that Mr. Juan was out of bounds, and so the referees didn't give him the point.
Juan Moreno now is trailing in points. He has 1 point from the first round, and Juan has 1 point from the first round and 1 from the second.
Mr. Juan is fighting with tremendous courage, Greg. He definitely has the injury. You see how much of his left leg he is using, and he's using all of his heart, although he's using only one of his legs.
The other leg suffering an injury in an early match. 16 men qualified for the finals. It's a single elimination tournament. They fight all their bouts in a single day. So there is little time to recover, virtually no time to recover from any injury. It makes me think of scenes from The Karate Kid where you come back out and you have to fight again. However, this is not karate. It is not kung fu. It is its own very fine martial art form, taekwondo, which means the art of foot and hand fighting.
As you point out, though, martial art teaches attitude, respect, and courage. These are points that permeate all martial art. And all good martial art is represented here today in Taekwondo. In the U.S., any martial artist can compete under the U.S. Taekwondo for their chance for Olympic Games competition. Mr. Juan is really impressing me with his courage. Juan, with only a minute and 20 seconds left, has really got to make strong attacks. We saw an attempt there with a hammer kick to the head. There's a good back kick, taking Mr. Juan out of bounds. That should register a point. Square, roundhouse kick, back kick, taking Mr. Juan out.
It's up to the referee, 4 judges, and 2 jury members to determine the points here. If Juan Moreno, the American in the red, did score a point there, he would have the same number of points as Juan, but since he got a V for superior performance in round 1, that would put him in the lead. So it is very close now with just 45 seconds remaining in this gold medal match, men's thin-weight division. Juan Moreno went to the U.S. trials. No one expected him to qualify to beat the legendary Dae-Sung Lee, who had dominated the sport in the U.S. for 10 years. He did, and now he is here, and he may upset the Korean as he drives him off the mat.
A very exciting match here. I've never seen a better match, I think, in terms of men's thinweight. I don't believe the Koreans ever lost a men's thinweight match in the World Championship.
How about that? Is that a takedown?
I would not say so, but again, we've got an injured leg on Mr. Juan who's showing great courage.
The clock still ticking, 10 seconds. Words from the referee to the 2 competitors. He will say, begin action again, Tejo. And now just 2 seconds. Who will it be?
Now here we see it from ground level. He steps in with the fake front kick. He moves toward Juan with the back kick, and he catches him squarely, sending him way out of bounds. Now here's from another angle. Notice he moves in with the front kick, plants him with the back, literally lifting him as he tries to counter with the roundhouse kick. And we see clearly that Coach Lee sees the point as well.
The referee stepping back. Who will it be? Juan Moreno? No! Call, and Juan Moreno marching off. He himself also angered and disappointed in that decision. He had thought that he had dominated the 3rd round and that he should have won the gold.
Moments later, Juan Moreno reappears, the very picture of dejection, sitting alone, awaiting the medal presentation. Juan Tejo yet to appear. Meanwhile, up in the stands, the women's welterweight taekwondo champion, Arlene Limas of the United States, cheering for Moreno. Ultimately, Sang Lee, Moreno's coach, would file a protest. To no avail, the 3-2 verdict in favor of Juan Tejo stands. Technically, there are not Olympic medals awarded in Taekwondo because it's a demonstration sport. So there are commemorative medals, but they still go gold, silver, and bronze. There are the protest papers, the appeal denied, and young Juan Moreno, so distraught, did not want to accept his medal at first. Sang Lee prevails upon him to do so, and Moreno says he did decide to appear out of respect for his sport, respect for his coach, but not respect for the decision.